What if I told you that the thing you've been praying for, the thing you've been waiting on with so much faith, is already beginning to unfold? Not months from now, not years down the road, but right now, quietly, behind the scenes, in ways you cannot see yet, but may soon begin to feel. Stay with me for a moment, because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you think about waiting, about faith, and about timing. The truth is, God's timing doesn't operate the way human timing does. We tend to measure everything by calendars and clocks. We look at dates on a page. We remember the deadlines that passed without the answer we hoped for. We think about birthdays, seasons, and milestones that came and went, while the prayer we whispered still seemed unanswered. So we begin counting the months, and slowly, those months start to feel like proof of delay. We look at the distance between the moment we first asked and where we stand today, and a quiet doubt starts forming in the back of our mind. Maybe it isn't coming. Maybe it wasn't meant for me. But divine timing doesn't move like the ticking hands of a clock. It moves more like a seed buried beneath the soil, hidden, silent, completely unseen. For a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. No movement, no sign, no evidence. Yet underneath the surface, something powerful is taking shape. And then one day, without warning, the earth cracks open. Life appears. Sudden, undeniable, almost impossible to ignore. And here's the part that most people never realize. You may be far closer to that moment than you think. I know you've been tired. I know you've been trying to do everything right. You've kept showing up. You've tried to stay faithful. You've held on to hope, even during moments when hope felt almost foolish. And still, you wake up to a life that seems almost unchanged. The same circumstances, the same questions, the same waiting. Yesterday looked like last week. Last week looked like last year. And somewhere along that journey, a quiet thought may have crept into your mind. Maybe God's timing is just a gentle way of saying, not for you, not now, or maybe not ever. But before you allow that thought to settle in your heart, listen carefully to this next idea, because it may shift the way you see everything. What if the opposite is true? What if the reason God's timing feels different from yours isn't because it's slower, but because it's more precise? Pause for a moment and think about that. What if the delay you've been interpreting as rejection has actually been the universe arranging countless unseen pieces into place? Pieces of timing, pieces of opportunity, pieces of people entering and leaving your life, pieces of growth happening within you, all aligning in ways you couldn't possibly see, so that when the moment finally arrives, it doesn't simply meet your expectations, it surpasses them. Because here's something we rarely consider. Maybe the reason it hasn't happened yet isn't because you're unprepared. Maybe it's because what is coming is far bigger than what you originally asked for, and something that big needed time. Time to prepare the path, time to prepare the people around you, and time to prepare you. There's a difference between human readiness and divine readiness. Human readiness says, I've waited long enough. I deserve this now. But divine readiness looks deeper. It says every chapter of your story has meaning. Every door that closed, every relationship that ended, every plan that unexpectedly fell apart. None of it was random. All of it was making room, making space for something that couldn't have arrived earlier, without overwhelming you, without breaking you, without arriving before you had the strength to hold it. And this is the moment I want you to truly pay attention, because it might explain something you've been feeling recently. You're standing in that space right now, the space that has been cleared, the space that has been prepared, the space where the final step is simply the moment when everything begins to unfold. You can feel it, can't you? That subtle shift in the atmosphere of your life, that strange awareness that something is moving, even though nothing visible has changed yet. A quiet whisper inside you keeps repeating the same message. Soon, very soon. And here's something important to understand. That feeling you've been experiencing lately, that quiet sense that something is shifting, isn't just wishful thinking. It's not simply hope trying to protect you from disappointment, and it certainly isn't desperation disguising itself as belief. It's something deeper than that. It's the quiet awareness within you, the part of your spirit that Senses change before your mind has the evidence to explain it. Your soul can sometimes recognize movement long before your eyes can see it. And what you may be sensing right now is that the season of waiting is slowly reaching its conclusion. The waiting season is coming to an end, and what follows may completely reshape the way you understand timing, patience, and possibility itself. Because the truth is, God's timing may be far closer than you think. But the reason it hasn't been obvious is simpler than you realize. You've been measuring the wrong thing. You've been measuring the passing of time. You've been counting days, counting months, counting the moments that went by without the answer appearing. But heaven hasn't been measuring time the way you have. Heaven has been measuring transformation. It has been watching the distance between the person you were when you first whispered that prayer and the person you have slowly become today. That distance mattered because that distance had to close. Growth had to happen. Perspective had to change. Strength had to be built. Because some blessings are not meant to simply arrive for you. Some blessings are meant to move through you. They require a version of you that is strong enough, wise enough, and steady enough to carry them. And the version of you that exists today is not the same person who first asked for this. You are someone different now, someone deeper, someone stronger. The person you are today has been shaped by disappointment. You have felt doors close that you once believed would open. You have watched plans fall apart that you once believed were certain. You have experienced moments of silence after prayers that you thought would be answered quickly. But those moments didn't destroy you. They shaped you. They strengthened you. They taught you something that only time can teach. They humbled you. They taught you how to trust even when the outcome was uncertain. They taught you how to continue believing even when evidence was nowhere in sight. And because of that journey, something inside you has matured. This version of you is ready. This version of you can carry what is coming. This version of you will understand its value. Because when someone has felt the weight of prayers that seemed unanswered, they also understand the incredible beauty of a prayer finally fulfilled. They understand it in a way that someone who received everything instantly never could. You are no longer the same person who first asked for this blessing. And that transformation may be the very reason it is finally able to arrive. So listen closely to this next part, because when the moment comes, you may remember these words. At some point, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe even sooner than you expect, something will shift. And when it does, it probably won't feel slow. It won't feel gradual. It will feel sudden, like a door opening that you didn't even realize had been unlocked. The opportunity you've been waiting for will appear. And strangely enough, when it happens, it may not feel like you finally captured something you had been chasing for so long. Instead, it might feel more like recognition, like discovering something that was always meant for you, finally arriving at the right moment. In that moment, clarity will begin to settle in. Things that once felt confusing will start to make sense. You will understand why the process took time, why it couldn't happen earlier, why the delays you once resented were actually protecting you. You will begin to see how every closed door gently redirected your path, how every unexpected ending guided you somewhere new, and how the moments when you believed you had been forgotten were actually moments when something was being prepared. Prepared not just around you, but within you. Because the blessing that arrives won't simply be what you once asked for. It will also reflect the person you have become while waiting. And when it finally arrives, you won't feel lucky. You won't feel shocked. You will feel something far more meaningful. You will feel aligned. You will feel as though you finally stepped into the life that had been patiently waiting for you to grow into it. So be ready, but not in the anxious way you once were. Not in the restless way where you constantly wonder if today might be the day everything changes. Instead, be ready the way the earth is ready for rain after a long drought. Open, receptive, calmly certain. Certain not because you see the clouds gathering yet, but because you can sense the shift in the air. Something inside you has already begun to change. You stopped counting the days and started noticing your growth. You stopped demanding visible proof and started trusting a process that operates beyond what your eyes can see. You stopped trying to force doors open that refuse to move, and instead you began becoming the kind of person for whom the right doors open naturally. And now, there may be nothing left to do except receive. The preparation has happened. The waiting has served its purpose. The lessons have been learned. The strength has been built. The person you needed to become in order to handle what is coming is the person you already are, right now, in this very moment, listening to these words, feeling them land somewhere deeper than simple logic. Somewhere inside you recognizes that they carry truth. So consider this your confirmation, not from me, but from the timing you've been trusting, even during moments when that trust felt painful, from the unseen forces that have been arranging circumstances far beyond your awareness, moving pieces you didn't know existed, opening pathways you couldn't yet see, creating a future that has simply been waiting for alignment. And now, that alignment has begun, which means what is coming may not just be close, it may already be on its way, moving toward you with a momentum you have yet to witness. So maybe it's time to stop saying God's timing might be sooner than you think, because the truth may be even simpler. God's timing is exactly what you're about to experience. And when that moment arrives, you may look back on every second of waiting, every tear, every doubt, every silent prayer, and say something you never thought you would say with your whole heart. Thank you for making me wait. Thank you for knowing the right moment better than I did. Thank you for shaping me before the blessing arrived. Before you leave this moment, do something meaningful. Write this in the comments, not as a wish, not as a hope, but as a declaration of trust. Write these words: God's timing is perfect, and I am ready to receive. Write it. Feel it. Let it mark the moment when you stopped questioning the waiting and started believing in what is unfolding. Because this message didn't appear randomly. It reached you at this exact moment for a reason. And that reason might be simple. Your waiting season may be ending. Your receiving season may be beginning. So stay open, stay ready, because what you've been praying for might arrive sooner than you ever expected.